Old Prague legends. The greatest pride of Old Prague is unquestionably the astronomical clock on the Old Town Square. Crowds of people gather in front of it from one hour to the next and admire the workings of the clock that is more than 600 years old. The astronomical clock was apparently constructed by Master Mikuláš of Kadaň, and the calculations were made by astronomer Jan Ondřejův of Hradec Králové, also known as Šindel, the personal physician of King Wenceslas IV. But legend states something different. According to it, the astronomical clock was constructed by the wise Master Hanuš at the request of the Prague councillors. The clock was a hitherto unseen wonder, and no city had anything like it. The Prague astronomical clock showed the movements of the sun, moon, and zodiac in the sky. It showed the months of the year, date and time in Italian, German, and Astral. Death pulled the bell, the cock crowed. There was no spectacle equal to it. People came to see it from afar, and rumours spread about the clock beyond the borders of the Bohemian kingdom. Master Hanuš became a famous and respected figure. Whenever he walked through Prague, people would greet him, stop him, and talk about the clock. But Master Hanuš was a hard-working man. He did not become proud and worked diligently in his house on plans for further machines and inventions. The Prague councillors had the famous astronomical clock, but they were not happy. They started to worry that Master Hanuš would construct a similar or even better clock in a different city. Woe betide, Prague would no longer be the only city in the world. They began drawing up a fiendish plan. One late evening, when Master Hanuš was working by candlelight on plans for a new machine, 3 hooded figures broke into his house. They attacked the master and gouged out both his eyes. Then, as mysteriously as they had appeared, they disappeared again. People found Master Hanuš in a faint and fever the next day. It took a long time before the fever subsided and he was no longer at death's door. However, one feverish night, he remembered part of the conspirators' conversation. He won't build another clock for anyone. This sentence kept coming back to him, and he understood who was responsible for his misfortune. As soon as his health permitted, the master called his assistant and asked that he be taken to the astronomical clock so he could be cheered by his work. He had aged and deteriorated in those months so much that people on the streets no longer recognized him. So undisturbed by anyone, he reached the astronomical clock. The crowd already gathered there was waiting impatiently for the clock to chime the hour. As soon as that happened and the magnificent spectacle occurred, Master Hanuš ascended to the clock and from memory inserted his hand between the cog wheels. Suddenly, there was a great grating sound and the entire clock stopped. The people below began to scream with horror and dashed up the tower to see what had happened. Master Hanuš was lying there unconscious. They carried him home, whereupon he took his last breath. Now there was nobody in the world to repair the clock. This is how the Prague councillors paid the price for the deed they committed for their pride.